the FSU School of Theater training video on sanders. So we have a couple different sanders here. First thing we're going to discuss is you need to do any changes or maintenance or affect these tools in any way. You want to make sure you unplug it from its power source before you do anything to it. So this is a random orbital sander, so it's going to move this disc in a slightly off center position as it goes around, giving you a little bit more sanding options. You are intended to grab it from the top, and then you can operate the trigger right here while holding it firmly. You can place your other hand away from it, or you can place your other hand on it. The important thing here is not to bear down on the tool. Let the sanding pad do the work. If it's not doing the type of work that you want to, you might need to upgrade to a different grit or maybe a different sander, but you don't want to bear down because it'll just stop the sanding pad from moving and it'll burn out the motor. So operating it, letting it move around the surface where you need to, check your finish as you're going along, make sure that it's doing the sanding operation you want. Prior to your use of the tool, go ahead and check to make sure that the bag was emptied last time. Pour it out into refuse collection, so garbage can somewhere, so that you're ready. If you can remember to, try and empty it at the end of your operation so the next person isn't emptying it for you. And if you do a lot of sanding, check the bag and make sure that it's empty. So this is our random orbital sander, and it's going to do some of the lighter work for you. This is the next sander we'll be talking about. This is a belt sander. So it's got a belt on it, travels around in a direction. So you're intended to hold this with two hands. One back here on the operating grip where the trigger is. Now there is a button you can push here, so you can push it and lock it into an on position. This is for your comfort of use. This isn't to let the tool go and go flying across the shop. Make sure you hold and maintain control of this tool. It is a powerful tool, and will try and move on you. Your second hand will be operating, holding it at the front so that you can operate the tool using the, again, not bearing down on it, but letting the belt do the work for you. Again, if it's not working well, you need to change the belt to something more appropriate. There is a bag on this as well. It does have a zipper on the back. You can remove it this way, pour it out into a refuse collection, or unzip the back of it. Make sure that the bag is empty before you use it. And again, after you're done using it, empty it out. Or if you're doing a lot of sanding, make sure you empty it as you go. The way to change the belt on this, I need to go back to the random orbital as well. Pull back on that, that loosens this front pulley there, and then you can take the belt off, put a new one on. Pushing that up re-engages that. And if it's tracking off a little bit, like the belt is moving off, you can correct that here with this knob, one way or the other. And just check to make sure that it's tracking steady in the center. For the random orbital and changing the paper on that, these are Velcro. So take the Velcro off, get a new disc, and align it so that the holes are all in line. If they're not, then it's not pulling the dust into the tool and out to the bag. It's just getting in your way, and it's not going to give you as good a job. So make sure you align those holes and it sticks right on there. Neither one of these tools should be used for sanding joint compound. It will throw a whole bunch of joint compound up in the air. It's not good for your respiratory system or the respiratory system of anybody else. So for those types of cases, or for smaller minor sanding, grab a sanding block, a little bit of sanding like that, make sure it stays low and to the ground. This has been sanding training.